Friday here. Today's question is silence a good thing? And I guess I'm going to specify what I mean by silence. I don't just mean silence of having nobody talking or no music on, because I think we can all agree that that kind of silence is a good thing. I guess what I mean more is silence from God, or what you feel like is silence from God, an indication that you're not trusting Him, or is this just a phase of life? Do you all remember my video? Maybe you don't remember, it's okay. But it was the video about this song which says, after the storm breaks, there's a silence that says you don't have to be afraid anymore. And so in some ways, silence means the storm is over. Things are calm again. Your life stopped being crazy. And lately my life has been a lot less crazy than it was, say, this summer. This summer was really busy. And I don't feel like God has left me alone. I don't feel abandoned. I just feel like things are a lot more quiet. And that I don't need to... I guess a lot of times during the summer, I felt like if I didn't hear from God or feel God specifically every day, then I couldn't believe that He was still with me. And now I seem to be in the place where I am trusting that He still exists and He's still there, whether or not I can feel Him. And so I thought I was doing good in that little way of going until last night when I was at my InterVarsity large group chapter meeting. And so they're my Christian fellowship at college, and if I haven't talked to you about them, I love them. Yes, I know, this is my I love fall face, right? I love fall. Okay, anyway. Yes, so InterVarsity is awesome. Like, I love the people there so much that if I had to write down how much I love them, it could not fit into one NaNoWriMo novel. Like, 50,000 words, probably even couldn't fit it all. Anyway, so I was at the chapter meeting last night, and the speaker there was talking about a lot of times when we think, God isn't here, what happened to God? How come God is just leaving us alone? The problem is really that we are choosing to ignore Him, and we're the ones running away from Him. The word He used was hide. We think God is hiding Himself from us, when really we're the ones hiding ourselves from God. And so I wonder if silence is the same way. We are choosing to avoid God, and we're saying, oh, our life is fine. I know God's there vaguely out there somewhere, and I just don't need to worry about it. When really we're just avoiding problems we should be dealing with. So I think my question is beginning to come clear now. Is silence basically something where we're at peace in God and we're abiding in Him? Or is silence us running away from God and choosing to ignore the things that we should be dealing with? And that's my question. Something that I do to myself sometimes is kind of impose a silence from God on myself. I did this during the summer. I still do it now even, where basically I don't want to go and seek God out. I don't want to take the effort to try to walk with Him. I don't want to sit down and read my Bible or do my devotion or pray because I'm afraid I'm not going to find God in the way that I want to find Him. I'm just afraid that He's not going to be tangible or real to me. And so I don't even want to look because then I would just be disappointed when it doesn't happen. And I think that's wrong. That's just acting based out of fear. I should be able to trust that God exists and is there whether or not I can feel Him in the way I want to. But it's hard. So sometimes silence is a bad thing when I'm just running away from God and running away from what I should know and believe. Other times, though, there can be silence where you're just at peace when you're walking with God. And so it's kind of confusing. I think it all comes down to the way that you decide to define silence and basically whether it's causing you internal strife or whether you have internal peace. So that's the way I think about silence. Okay, that's all today's question. I'll see you next week. Have a happy Friday.